Yo guys, what's going on? Lucky She's 7 is back again to give you guys my live stream discussion slash review for Chainsaw Man chapter 154. And first thing I do want to address is that the stream is probably not going to be as long as, like, say, my other streams have been because it is a weekday and your boy does have some stuff he has to take care of. So I expect the stream to be no less than, say, 15 minutes at most. But we're going to get through this discussion. We're going to get through this discussion on 154 because it's pretty simple. And someone talking in, in the background. It's not towards me, but somebody. Anyway, so last chapter, we ended off on a pretty interesting note. And I mentioned this, where in 152, it was Denji telling Nayuta, to get away because he's going to go all out. And that perhaps that he doesn't need her, with the state he was in. And juxtaposition that to 153, Nayuta is now telling him, yo, I got your back. You're the one who needs to survive. I will be the one who takes the brunt of it. Where we left off, right? Now 154. Here we are. We continue on from where we left off with 153. And the title of this chapter is called All Pets, which is actually really, really fitting. So you have the citizens coming in, punching one another. Denji screaming. He's trying to scream at Nayuta. But then you see what happens. And Nayuta's like letting out the chains. They're going in for the attack. It's like, what's going on? Well, what's the matter with them? Send backup. Yeah, to the house fire by West High. Something strange is going on. And here's the thing. Nayuta looks directly over at Fumiko, and she's like, "Will you help me? Will you? I can only send out 3 chains at once." And then Fumiko does this. She looks over and says, "This is hopeless. I'm out of here." And look, I have the same reaction as Nayuta. I'm like, "Excuse me? Like, what? Helpless? I thought you were a Chainsaw Man fan." And this bitch. This bitch decides to pull this. I'm a public servant first and a fan second. Risking my life to save him falls outside the scope of my job. Even Chainsaw Man would be in trouble if his heart got snatched. So do your best to protect him all by yourself, Nayuta. You got this. I'm like, girl, you right here, right now, like, the least you could do is, like, assist him. Like, forget the jurisdiction. Okay, to be fair, given that it is, like, a part of, like, the government, I can kind of understand that. Like, in her position, it's like, see, if I wasn't put in the position I was in, yeah, sure, of course I would help out. But, you know, some things are beyond my jurisdiction. Do I want to help out Denji and you? Obviously, yes, of course. But again, given my role to public safety, this is way beyond my scope. So, sorry, I can't help out. It's one of those things of like, well, okay, like duty comes first before, you know, what you believe is right. It's one of those things. Yeah, Fumiko pretty much just dips. And I'll say this. I've kind of been pretty indifferent towards Fumiko. Like, yeah, what that she was kind of weird. Obviously, yeah. That being said, though, really? Anyway, Nayuta still continues on. Please help us. Our family just died in a fire. Don't you feel bad for us? And here's the thing: if Fumiko couldn't go any lower, like this is the lowest point that Fumiko goes. She's like, family. weren't they only pets? And I'll be honest here. This being with someone who's dealt with pets in the past, that sent not exactly a very kind message. Actually, it really rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, excuse me? Pets are family. I don't care who you are. They family. But basically, Nayuta has the same expression I would have, especially in that situation. So like you see this, Fumiko dips, and I love this reaction that Nayuta does, especially with her comment. And honestly, this was going to be the thumbnail of the stream. When I was planning out the thumbnail, I was like, dude, this has to be the thumbnail. But I figured the other panel that I picked out felt more impactful with the situation, so I went with that one. But she calls her out. She's like, "That diarrhea woman." Oh, it's funny. And you still got the citizens over here like, "They're subdued. We subdued them all. Somebody call the cops. We can't. The lines are tied up." And they're like, "Listen up, everybody. This is a devil's power for sure. There's a devil nearby." And like you see the desperation in Nayada. Like you see like just how far she's willing to go. To protect her big brother when he's like, you know, taking as much of a beating as he's gotten. I mean, the dude just took on like two devils. Two. He saved y'all. And this is what y'all do? Shoot. And then you have like this gun being pointed out. Actually, wait, there's some pages missing. Okay, there's a devil nearby. And yeah, the person we see is Bear. Like Barrow's pointing over, he's like, over here, this brat is the devil. And Nayuta's like, wait, what? She did this to me. Please kill her. And then like you see the citizens like super confused, like, what? But that's a kid. Get off. Hey, I'm in my right mind. I'm not in danger anymore. And it's essentially the old lady that Nayuta possessed. She said that girl called Chainsaw Man her family. And yeah, same reaction I had. She's like, "You old bat, for real? She's Chainsaw Man's family? Then she's dangerous." And again, you have this debate going on between the people in the streets, pedestrians. They're like, but she's just a kid. I heard that kids who are Chainsaw Man believers are sprouting Chainsaw Man, uh, Chainsaw Man, sprouting chainsaws from their head and killing their parents like crazy. Who told you that? One of them asks, and he's like, don't remember. And then, of course, Nayuta points out her finger. He gets possessed, and literally, right then and there, he picks up Denji. And one of them's like, "Hey, they're getting away." And again, Denji's still like just barely able to speak, just saying, "Nayuta." And through this person, she says, "And you thought you didn't need me? Big mistake, right?" So Denji was able to get away thanks to Nayuta. But we're not done yet. Far from it, because you see everyone there. They're looking over at her, and she's like finally alone, which means there's no one to get mad at me. I can finally kill all the humans I want now. Yeah, and I'll be honest. At first, when I read this, shoot, I was like, oh no, like this is gonna be the villain origin story of Nayuta, isn't this? But then she kind of has an inner monologue, and she says, "I thought I'd get a battle high like Denji does, but video games are more fun than killing. I can never be Chainsaw Man." And like you're seeing with what goes down. Like these pedestrians are like just like going after one another. Ow! Get him! And again, Nayuta doing what she's doing. She's dodging. She knees one of them like in the in like a certain particular area, which I thought was actually pretty amusing. Very Denji like, if you will. And then something goes down. Something, right? What exactly goes down, you might want to ask? Well, let's just say someone points at a gun. Actually, no, she says, "Stop, I'm just a kid." But then she looks over and she's like, "Wait, there's blood on my shoulders." And you see someone holding the gun, and it's Barham. And this is where we end off 154. And the worst feeling about this chapter is this: we're not getting another chapter until like literally the day before Valentine's Day, February 13th. So we're not getting a chapter next week. We're not getting a chapter for at least another 2 weeks. And leaving off on this note, I mean, Fujimoto, this is crazy. I'm gonna say that right now. This is pretty damn crazy to witness. I know a lot of people want to say, "Yo, we didn't really progress with the story that much," but I mean, I'm speaking on this more through an emotional standpoint, and I'll say this: props to Nayuta, okay? Props to Nayuta with what she's able to do. Fumiko going down the gutter. I mean, yeah, was she kind of interesting? Yeah, she was interesting, but when you pull off something like this, like especially in the most dire situation ever, really, girl, come on, like the least you can do is like at least say like, okay, fine, I'll do this one quick thing and then I'm out. At very least, you could have done that, but no, not even that. Not even that. She couldn't even perform one act of goodness in the situation that Denji and Nayuta are in. And it's sad. It honestly is really, really sad that this is kind of where it came down to. But the thing is, do I think Nayuta is going to make it out of this? It's a tough situation. It's a super, super tough situation. And look, I would not be surprised if this is going to be the end point of what would this volume be? 16? No, 17. I would not be surprised if this is the ending of volume 17. Either the ending of volume 17 or the beginning of volume 18. One of the two. But I mean, overall, like Fujimoto does what Fujimoto does best, and he is like killing it. He's killing it so far. Obviously, Fumiko going down the drain, but Nayuta, no, Nayuta's stepping it up. She is like super, super stepping it up. Quite honestly, how she gets out of this, I have no idea. There are two options here. Either this is where Kishibe comes in. Actually, make this right now. Either Kishibe comes in, Reze somehow mysteriously pops in out of nowhere, which is possible, by the way, given that Quan Chi recently showed up. Or, yo, where's Kobeni been? Maybe you could bring in Kobeni. Because Kobeni's a fan favorite, right? And Fujimoto knows she's a fan favorite. So maybe this could be a chance for Kobeni to show back up. And just kind of see what's been going on her side of things. It's possible. But we got 2 weeks to figure this out. And who knows? I might do a discussion video on that. Like, at some given point. Like, within like these, between either this upcoming week or sometime next week. It really all depends. But aside from that, you guys, those are pretty much my thoughts on Chainsaw Man Chapter 154. Overall, I must say, amazing plus. Amazing plus chapter of Chainsaw Man. I was barely tipping the toe of pure perfection, but the only thing I have to give a downgrade towards is freaking Fumiko. But aside from that, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky7. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Chainsaw Man. And we'll catch you guys next time.